Hey guys, it is MD Traditional, the New Age Lightworker, coming back in for another DIY. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. If you guys are back, thank you for coming back. If you are interested and you like what you hear, please head over to my Patreon's page. I give exclusive recipes and lots of good info, natal charts, angel charts, all kinds of amazing information for your eyes only. So if you're curious, head on over there and check it out. So what I want to do today is bring you guys a tutorial on a simple room spray. Now this is not like my Florida water. That's a completely different type of recipe. This is more for, and this was actually a request from one of my Patreons for some delicious spray to use at her yoga studio. And this is great for your mats. It's great for your bedroom. Anything that feels like it needs a little bit of a lift, and also to clear out some icky bacteria, like athlete's foot that may be lingering around on the mats or the shower tiles and all of that gross stuff. So I'm going to put on my wonderful mama's apron because I do tend to make a mess sometimes, and my tank tops always end up taking the brunt of it. So I'm putting on my and yeah, the kids are nice and loud. It happens. Stay at home mom, you know, all that good stuff. I think the 8-year-old is heading outside without any shoes or socks. He's grounding. Yep. And the 15-year-old is the parent. Always tells him not to, but yet he does it himself. All right. So a few things that you're going to need. Some amazing essential oils. I always try to suggest to use therapeutic grade essential oils. These are found online. If you are looking for a more budget friendly, you can head over to your Whole Foods or your Sprouts and grab some of your now essential oil. I have recently noticed that these guys have now started placing their expiration dates on the bottom of the bottle, and that makes me really happy because they never had that before, and if they did, I never saw it. Ooh. You're also going to need this is a Pyrex, maybe it's a different brand, but you're going to need a Pyrex or a glass measuring cup. Anything that you don't use for regular cooking, make sure that anything that you're doing, that you're using for your own products, stays specifically for that creation and nothing else. You don't want to mix cooking ingredients and food ingredients with oils and alcohols. So keep them separated. Make them specifically for one for the kitchen and one for all of your holistic goods. Now, you can use purified water, a reverse osmosis water, spring water, anything except tap water. It should be water, bottled water, and at least purified or filtered. I'm also going to use Witch Hazel. This is another option, and this is a budget-friendly option. If you choose not to use Witch Hazel, then you can use, you're going to want to reach for some sort of at least 80 proof form of alcohol. So a vodka, Everclear. You can I mean, it turns out to be a little bit of a headache if you obviously don't want to buy a ginormously big bottle of vodka unless you plan on making this in large batches. Then sure, that would ultimately be the easiest and most convenient thing for you to do. I, however, am not. So I'm simply using this to freshen up my truck because I have a mom truck and it has everything in there from Legos to pistachio nuts to like people socks that I don't even know where they came from, and also a bunch of like my knee sleeves and my wrist wraps. So it kind of gets a little stinky in there, guys. I also carry the dogs to and fro when they go to the groomers, so it gets a little nasty in there. So I'm just going to use this is about 2 ounces worth of a plastic bottle, and I want to use plastic only because my glass amber bottles are very rare nowadays. So when I find them, I use them specifically only for more creations that are in need of the UV ray protection. This I'm planning on using within like 3 weeks. So plastic it is, and I can keep refilling it. As long as I use the same combination of oils, I'm good. So you can get these on Amazon, guys, but I think they only come in like 12 packs right now because everybody's doing their own hand sanitizer and whatnot. So that's another reason why I hold my glass amber bottles near and dear. So you have your bottle. You're going to want your pipettes. Remember these guys? Amazon also. You're going to want your essential oils, your mixing Pyrex glass, and a Witch Hazel. Honestly, these are like 97 cents, guys, or I think like $1.97, and you can get them for 16 ounces. This is going to be the best alternative solution. If you choose not to use vodka or a Witch Hazel, then you're going to want to reach for some alcohol grade perfumer's grade alcohol. And it's honestly because you don't want to grow bacteria in these bottles. You're going to be spraying bacteria all over the place. So be smart about it, guys. So I'm also going to reach for specific oils. Now, if you're using this on a yoga mat, one of the best ingredients that you're going to want to reach for is not just the Witch Hazel, but you're also going to want to use tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is amazing when it comes to antibacterial, anything. I use it on the back knee. I use it on my face acne. I use it when it comes to like athlete's foot or any kind of like skin conditions, even like rashes. I'll use it sometimes. Be careful with that because it can make the situation worse. So if you're using this as an antibacterial, you're going to want to reach for some tea tree oil. Also some lemon, also some orange. These are all natural ingredients. Now, it's not going to kill germs, guys. I don't care what anybody out there says. The only thing that's going to clear germs is the alcohol property of it and also bleach. So you're not going to want to put bleach in here. So don't think that you're going to go in there and clean 99.9% of the germs that you're going to run into. It's not going to happen, guys. It's just not. You're going to kill maybe about like 75%, if that, but it also depends on the quantity of the oil that you're using. So don't go in there thinking that you're going to be okay. Be mindful of COVID still. Be mindful of even your typical flu, your sniffles, whatever. You're still going to want to reach for some sort of a hand sanitizer or a wipe that has some sort of a bleach content in there. I'm a mom of 4, guys. I'm all about alternative ways of using different things, but when it comes down to getting serious, especially in different places like yoga studios or gyms or even your grocery store, I'm going to reach for my antibacterial wipes. I'm just going to do it. If I want it to smell good, sure, I'll throw some essential oils in there. But no, I don't mess with that stuff. So this is strictly for killing the bacteria of any kind of like warts. That's a big one too, especially when it comes to mats. Everybody sweats and sometimes people don't clean that up. That's when you're going to hit it with this spray and you're going to wipe it down. You're going to want to let it sit for a few minutes before you wipe it down. But that's when it's going to kill that grody, nasty bacteria. That's going to cause you to have breakouts. That's going to have you to have the warts. I keep saying the fish skin, the athlete's foot. It happens, guys. It happens. So I'm going to take my measuring cup and I'm going to fill it up with my Witch Hazel. Don't worry, guys, they're not dying. That's just how they play. Another thing that you can also use is vinegar. The only reason I don't like using vinegar is because I rather much smell witch hazel than vinegar when I'm doing any kind of stretches and my face is to the mat. I don't want to smell like a salad. I'd rather smell like witch hazel. So you're going to take your witch hazel and fill it up to about 1 ounce. So that's about 1 ounce right there. This is our mother. This is our base. This is what we're going to be using. It has just the right amount of alcohol in it. It has just the right amount of a preservative in it to make sure that everything is okay. And I'm not gonna hoard this for a month. It's gonna be gone really soon. So be mindful of that as well. If it's gonna be sitting and be tucked away for like 3 months, you're gonna wanna have something that has some sort of an alcohol base to it, especially when you're mixing alcohol and oil. You can't just mix water and oil and expect it to hold and not become some sort of a slough for bacteria. It's gonna happen, guys. So be mindful of that. And I will keep saying that. Be mindful, be mindful, be mindful. Now I'm going to take my pipettes and I'm going to put about, let's go with about 1/2 milliliter of lemongrass. Lemongrass is an amazing smell. So I'm taking about this much, popping it into my witch hazel. It's uplifting. It's great for people who suffer from depression or who feel like they're isolated nowadays. It's wonderful for like just completely bringing you up into that positive state of mind. Lemongrass is it. This is when you're also going to want to reach for some tea tree oil. And I'm not going to be using this for any mats. Like I said, I'm going to be using this to spray in my office, in my car, maybe even around the house, on my pillows. I want it to smell good. So tea tree oil, if you're going to be using it for your mats, you're going to want to hit this hard with about 2 milliliters. And that's about from here all the way up. And if you guys go for these pipettes, they have all of the right measurements right on there. So don't worry about having to eyeball it. Now, this is going to be more of a anti-stress, anti-anxiety type of room spray for me. So I'm reaching for things that are going to want to lift me up and make me feel good. I'm going to want things that I'm going to want to sit in and inhale. I'm not going to go for things that are going to make me feel sleepy. I'm going to use this to move, to rejuvenate, to be uplifted, to just pull me back into that positive state of mind, to look at all things being, you know, with the optimist lens on my face instead of the cup half empty. And I've said that before and I'll continue to keep using that. So I'm also going to reach for Litsea. This is also known as Chang, and it's, you know, I can't really, it smells like a sweet mint is the best way that I can put it. And I was about to go in there with the same pipette as my lemongrass. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go in there with a brand new pipette. And I'm going to hit this hard with some Litsea. So I'm putting in 2 milliliters. Putting that away. So now we got a really good combination of lemongrass and Litsea. And now I'm going to hit it with some lavender. Lavender is really great for stress. It's not going to put you to sleep though. It's going to keep you aware. And I hit it with about 30 drops. Now that's all I'm really going to hit it with. I don't want to make it overwhelming where my senses are going to get overworked, because that can cause a headache. It can also cause you to feel a little bit of like a dizziness, and if I'm driving, I'm not going to want to feel that. So make sure that you are aware of that. Mix it with no more than 3 essential oils. If you're doing this for a bacterial purpose, you're going to want to reach for some orange, some lemon, some tea tree. If you're doing this for more of a uplifting sort of smell, like myself, then you're going to want to reach for these simple ingredients. Chang or Litsea, lavender, and my lemongrass, or your lemongrass. And keep it simple. If you want to be more of a potpourri type of smell, more floral, you can do a combination with like, you can do some jasmine, some geranium, and some vanilla. That would be a really good mellow but floral type of environment where you can walk in there and just, oh my God, your house smells great. That's what you can reach for. If you want it to be more of a masculine type of smell, then you can reach for, I would do some vetiver or some bergamot with some palo santo and some frankincense. That would be a really good combination there too. I mean, there's so many endless possibilities. If you want to do this for meditational purposes, then you would hit it with some, I would do some frankincense and some myrrh and some palo santo, or you can do a combination of, another good one would be some chamomile, some frankincense, and some, what else is pretty woody? Cedar wood would be good. Cypress is amazing. Spearmint. I love spearmint. Spearmint is really soothing to me, and it reminds me of a summer garden because I always have mint on hand, and I see all of the happy little bees just fluttering all over the flowers like crazy. Goodness, guys, the possibilities are endless. If you want to do this for more of like a romantic type of fragrance, and you want to spray it not just around yourself, but even like maybe on your pillow or wherever it is that you want to just lay your head down and really just kind of like love yourself a little bit more, then you would want to do something that's more of like a rose odo with a vanilla. I would definitely reach for some vanilla there. And even some, I would still reach for that frankincense. Frankincense is amazing, and it's magical, and it's neutral, and I absolutely love it. It reminds me of not just going to church on Sunday, but it just brings the energy of home. And rose just amplifies that, and it also adds its own little hug to the mix. So, you know, go to Sprouts, go to Whole Foods. They have the testers there. I'm not sure if they're still working them with COVID and everything. You know, take some gloves. Everybody has gloves nowadays. Take some gloves and grab the samples and open them and see which one really just resonates with you and calls to you. Same thing that you would do with like a quartz or a gemstone is you would feel it out. Be mindful of the colors. What is it that attracts you to it? Just be open to it and take whichever one's really called to you first. Start small. Start simple. Don't overwhelm yourself. You don't have to break your budget. You don't have to break the bank. Start small. Start with the simple little, you know, they have smaller ones of these. This lasts me about 3 weeks, guys, so I have to use them at 4 ounces. But usually, I do order these from my therapeutic grade suppliers, but I needed some pronto, so I went to the store. And I know, pronto. I'm Mexican, pronto. But anyways, you know, start small. They have tiny little 1/3 ounces of these guys. Mix and match them. Play with them and see which ones you like before you actually go and order the bad boys, the big ones. So start simple, start fresh, start with the Witch Hazel, especially if you're only going to use this for a short amount of time during your yoga sessions. You know you're going to be using it all the time, so be mindful of that too. And you can still notice and see that even with the Witch Hazel, because it does have a water content in there, there's still going to be bubbles. I still have bubbles in here, and that's the oil to water ratio. It's not going to be completely diluted into the water. The only mother that would mix well with the oil is the perfumer's grade alcohol. And even then, you would have to let it sit for up to 2 months to really just combine as one. So if you don't like the thought of having bubbles in your water, throw some Everclear in there and give it a good shake. You're going to need at least 1 tablespoon of the Everclear to a 2-ounce bottle. So start off small, guys. Don't overwhelm yourself, especially if something happens and you're not happy with the way things turned out, and then you have this collection of stuff that you're never going to use again. Nobody's going to want to buy that, guys, because it's used. So start small. Be smart about it. Work smarter, not harder. So go from there. And now that I'm done preaching, we're going to pour this right into our bottle. And remember, I only poured 1 ounce in there to begin with. And that's because I wanted to make sure that I had enough room for the oils. So here we go, giving it a good mix. And it's pretty potent, and I like it like that because we're going to fill the rest up to the top with Witch Hazel. I'm not sure what they're laughing at, but it sounds like they're having a great time, and I'm okay. If they're not crying, we're okay. It smells great. And you can't smell the Witch Hazel in here. It doesn't smell like it. If I was to use vinegar, I would smell that a mile away. And you're going to want to keep this out of reach of kids, obviously. You're going to want to keep it away from sun, direct sun. You can put it in your purse, you can put it in your car, you can put it in your locker, put it in your gym bag, wherever it is that you want it to go. Put it next to your nightstand, put it in your office, wherever you want it. You're going to want to give it a good couple of shakes every single time you're about to use it. And now you can see that we have it all well and mixed, and it's not going to stay this way. I'm still going to start getting those little bubbles that'll start breaking up into it's water to oil, guys. It doesn't combine as one. It happens. So that's why it's important to continue to shake it every single time you're about to use it, and give it a couple of sprays. Smells so good. And you're done. So use it in different kinds of combinations, guys. If you want something that's heavy duty, strictly for that bacterial, that gross, nasty, you know how I feel about athlete's foot. And the reason is because it has been in our family from our teenagers growing up and joining sports and having their sweaty socks, they've all had it, and I know how it smells, and I have had to treat it. So if that is something that you are really looking to kill on yoga mats, then I would stick to lemon and tea tree. Lemon and tea tree. And what you can also do is grab 2 pinches of pink Himalayan sea salt and put it into your witch hazel solution and give it a good mix. This is going to kill everything on the mat that can absorb into your skin. That is bacterial, guys, not germs, bacteria, okay? Remember that. You can also use this to spray on yourself. So if you do have athlete's foot and it's really starting to just get carried away, you can use this to spray on your foot after every shower, or you can spray it within your shoe. You can, instead of making a spray, you can use a solution, and you can use some hot water, obviously not boiling water because you're going to want to stick your feet in there. You're going to want to use a cup of hot water. I would do like 2 cups of apple cider vinegar or witch hazel, and then you would do a tablespoon of tea tree oil, 2 tablespoons of pink Himalayan sea salt. Throw it all together in your foot soak and let your feet sit in it for about 10 minutes, and that's going to kill all of that nasty, nasty athlete's foot. It works, guys. It'll get rid of the fish skin. It might sting a little bit, but it's that initial set in that stings. And when I did it to one of our kids, I used a really, really concentrated amount, and they weren't very happy with me. But they didn't have it the next day. Yeah. So this is a good DIY. I will have all of the ratios down below. And if you guys are curious as to what specific brands I used, I will also place those down below. And like I said, guys, if you want more recipes like this, and if you want to join our spiritual family, head over to my Patreon's page. If you aren't following me on Instagram, head on over there and give me a like or a follow. I would greatly appreciate it. If you liked this video, and if you haven't hit the subscribe button, now's your chance to do that. And give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. I will do my best to answer all of them. I'm pretty active, guys, so like I said, stay-at-home mom, teacher, mom, wife, cleaner, all of that good stuff, but this is my free time, so I love answering your questions. And that is it. So until next time, guys, thank you for being a part of my day here on this gloomy, cloudy Wednesday in Colorado. Yeah. So until then, I'll see you guys later.